Hi everybody, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Yeet and I am a counselor at Camp Lutherwood. And today I'm going to take you on a little Bible encounter with me. I was going to take you outside, but it started raining, so welcome to my garage. But that's okay because you can encounter God anywhere. Before we start, if you don't know what a Bible encounter is, we have these every day at camp where the counselor takes his or her campers around camp for about 45 minutes to discuss the theme for today. Some themes we had last summer were compassion, forgiveness, justice. So whatever the theme is, we talk about it, we read some Bible verses, and we read a Bible story showing that theme. Then there's always a little activity we do together. So I want to take you on a Bible encounter with me today, since this is one of my favorite activities we did at camp. Today, our theme is talking about emotions in the Bible. I think that's really fitting because no matter who you are, or what age you are, where you are in the world, you have emotions and you're feeling them. And especially in a time like this, where a lot of big changes are happening, you're going to feel a lot of emotions. I know I'm feeling a lot of emotions. And maybe it's because you are going to school online now and you can't see your friends, so maybe you're feeling lonely, or you're feeling anxious or worried because you don't know what's going to happen. There's just a lot of things all over the news and you're hearing new numbers and grown-ups are talking about it. Maybe you're feeling out of control because people are just going to the store and buying random things and you're worried that there's not going to be enough left for you and your family. Maybe you're worried because someone you know is sick, or you're worried you're going to get sick. There's so many things to worry about right now, and there's so many big changes. And in our Bible story today, we learn about two women named Mary and Martha. And Martha, she had a lot of emotions. And Mary, she had emotions too, but she chose to do something else with them. So we're going to learn what these two women did when something big happened to them in their lives and they had a choice. And we're going to learn what we can do with our emotions today. So I'm going to read you two Bible stories. The first is just going to be the verses from my Bible here. Some of you may recognize this from camp. It's full of all the good things in there. And so if you have a Bible, I encourage you to pull it out. You can pause this video, go get your Bible, and join me in Luke chapter 10, verses 38 through 42. So Luke 10, 38 through 42, and we can read it together. As Jesus and his disciples were on the way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed, only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So, you know who was feeling what emotion. Mary was really calm and she was just spending time with Jesus. And Martha, she was so worried, and she was cooking and cleaning and trying to do everything that she could to have control over what was happening and to make everything look the best. I'm going to read you another version of this Bible story. This is from one of my favorite Bibles to read. It's a children's Bible, but anybody can read it. And it has some really cool illustrations or pictures. And so I'll read this one with you now. And you can see, as I'm reading, in every picture, there's this character called Squiggles. So you can try and find him. He's fun to find. So this is also about Mary and Martha, but it tells us a little more about emotions and about Jesus. So let's read this one together. Jesus and his disciples were traveling. Along the way, Jesus decided they would visit with their friends, Mary and Martha. Mary and Martha were sisters. They lived in a house together. They got along very well. Most of the time, at least. While Jesus visited with them, Mary sat on the floor and listened to Jesus teach. Martha, on the other hand, was very busy. She didn't have time to sit down. She cooked olives, fish, and bread. She cleaned, sweeping the dirt floor and shaking out mats. Martha worked hard to make Jesus' visit special. Here's the illustration. As she hurried around, she saw Mary sitting down with Jesus. She thought, why doesn't she help me with the cleaning? A few minutes later, Mary was still sitting as Martha worked. Martha got a little bit angry. She cleared her throat, thinking, Mary could at least help me to get this meal ready. All of these people to feed, and she isn't helping me one little bit. Martha continued, hurrying around, getting angrier by the minute. As she swept, she thought, ugh, Mary knows how to use a broom. As she cooked, she said to herself, I think my sister could at least stir this pot. As she got water and towels ready for cleaning Jesus' hands, she grumbled to herself, grr, all of this company, and I am the only one doing all of the work. Here's the illustration. Finally, when she was still working and Mary was still sitting, Martha couldn't take it anymore. She burst into the room, interrupted what Jesus was saying, put her hands on her hips, and said angrily, Mary, please get up and help me. She looked at Jesus. Jesus, tell Mary to get up and do something. Jesus stopped what he was doing. Everything was quiet for a minute. Finally, Jesus looked at Martha. With love, he said, Martha, Martha, you are worried about every little thing. Thank you for your work to make my visit comfortable, but you do not need to worry about all of those things. Mary has decided to sit and listen to me, and that is a good decision. Martha thought to herself, maybe I should just sit down and listen to what Jesus has to say, at least for a minute. Maybe Mary had a good idea. So she sat and listened, and that was a good decision. Here's the last illustration of them both sitting and listening. So, in these Bible stories, we learned that Martha had a lot of emotions. She was feeling angry and worried, and that she needed to have control of everything. She was irritated, she was frustrated, she was just fed up overall with her sister, and she was probably so excited Jesus was in her house that she just wanted everything to be so perfect. And maybe you're feeling some of those emotions too, that you just want everything to work out. You just want it to all be okay, and maybe you're feeling angry because something you were looking forward to was canceled, or you're feeling anxious because you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what the future looks like. And all of these things are okay to feel them. Jesus didn't tell Martha she shouldn't be feeling these things, but he told Martha that it was important to just sit down with him, to just sit down with Jesus and listen to what he has to say, and to give him her feelings, to give Jesus all of these things she was feeling in her body and in her mind, all of her worries and fears and everything she wanted to control, to just put it down and give everything to Jesus, because he can handle it. He is in control, and Jesus has the power to take all the things you're feeling right now, any negative emotion, any bad feeling you may have, you can give it to him, because he can be in control of it, and he can take it. And all we need to do together is just take some time and listen to what he has to say. And there's a couple ways we can take time and listen to Jesus. We can do talk time, and we can just have time alone with God and sit somewhere, and we can pray. We can read the Bible. We can maybe as a family we can sing songs together and praise Jesus. Whatever you can do just to listen to God in this time, because it's not fun to always feel and carry those heavy emotions, and you don't need to, because Jesus is going to carry it for you. So today I want to do a little experiment with you to show you how Jesus can take our emotions. So what you need is a bowl of water. Here's my bowl of water. I didn't fill it all the way. That's okay, you don't need to. So you need a bowl of water. I'll put it on my lap. Hopefully I don't spill it. And you need some markers. I used some just nice washable markers I had in my house. And then you'll need like a napkin or a paper towel, something like that. Toilet paper, maybe you have a lot of toilet paper in your house. You can use that. So you'll take your bowl of water, you can just place it on the table right now. And then on your napkin, I took my markers and I wrote a lot of different emotions I've been feeling this week and things that I want to give to God. So number one is fear. I was feeling a little bit fearful this week and a little bit worried. I was feeling a bit worried about the people who were sick, about kids who maybe aren't getting fed meals that they're used to, maybe my grandma and grandpa. So I wrote down worry because I was feeling pretty worried. I wrote down, this was a big one, out of control, meaning I cannot control what's happening. I cannot control how many times people are washing their hands, or if they're coughing in their elbow and sneezing in their elbow like they should. Can't control that. I wish everybody would do that. I was feeling angry. I was feeling angry because there are some things I was looking forward to and I can't do them anymore, and that made me feel angry. And also, it's also feeling sad because this is all sad, and I don't like to see people getting sick, and I don't like to see these things happening in our world. The last thing I was feeling was I was feeling pretty alone. I'm stuck in my house, in my garage, and I'm feeling pretty alone right now, and I wish my friends were here. So this water is going to take all of my emotions. In the Bible, Jesus uses water a lot. He uses water in baptism, which is the washing away of our sins, and just cleansing our heart and soul. And it's not the water that does it, it's the power of God and His Word. But water is a way that is a thing that washes it. That's what Jesus has used. He also uses water in a lot of miracles. He turns water into different things. He can separate water. He uses water for a lot. And so this water represents Jesus and all the things He can do and all of His power. So we have our water, and then we have all the things we are feeling, right? Maybe you're feeling some of the same things as me. Maybe you're feeling different feelings. That's okay. You can write them down. And I want you to put them in the water one by one. So I just put a loneliness in there. I'm going to put some sadness in there. Let's see. And anger. I'm going to put my anger in there. My out of control. My feelings of not being in control. I'm going to put just my fearfulness in there. And last, I'm going to put all my worries in there. And I put it in this water, and you can see what's happening. They're being washed away. My water is changing colors, and Jesus is washing away all of my bad feelings, all the things I don't want to feel, and He's taking them. And it's really cool to watch. And if you just leave it in there for a few minutes, soon the towel or paper or whatever you wrote on, it's going to be clear, and the water is going to be so dirty, full of all my negative things. But I feel a lot better now, seeing that Jesus can take all of my fears and all of my worries and any of my bad emotions. He can do the same for you. So I encourage you to do that with maybe you're with your cousins or your brother and sister or your mom and dad or your grandma and grandpa, whoever you're with in your house right now. I encourage you to do that experiment and watch Jesus take away all of your feelings. And yeah, so now I wanna pray with you, and we're gonna do one of our camp prayers. And this prayer is called a whisper prayer. In this prayer, we're gonna cup our hands, and we're gonna just whisper what we feel to God, and we're just gonna give Him all of our thoughts and anything we want to tell God. Just you and God. And when we're done, we're gonna cup our hands really tight, keeping everything we said in there. On the count of 3, we'll throw it up in the air, knowing that God's got it. It's in God's hands. So, will you pray with me? Okay. So I got mine nice and tight in my hands right here. If you're still praying, that's okay. You can pause the video. Alright. And on the count of 3, we're going to throw it up to God. Okay. 1, 2, 3. God's got it. God's got you, and He loves you, and I hope that this video was encouraging for you, and I know other counselors are going to post fun stuff soon too. So before we go, I just wanted to say that I miss you all of my campers and my families that I met. I miss you all so much, and I hope you're staying safe. And I wore my grandma sweatshirt for you, and I even have my giraffe socks on just to put a smile on your face, because I know these put a smile on mine. So stay safe, wash your hands, love one another, and spend that time with God.